Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Well, I'm going to do a few videos today, so if you're watching them in order, it'll come to me later. But you may notice that a lot of the information in the introduction might be similar. Just giving you a warning. Okay. Current blood sugar is at 6.6. I'm fully calibrated. I have 0.350. It's at 10 to 5 in the morning. Yes, I'm doing this a lot earlier than I normally do, but I woke up, couldn't get back to sleep. So here I am, and we're doing it. Okay. Yesterday, the last 24 hours, it's a win. 90% time in range. Remember, 70 is sort of the bare minimum. So we have 10% above, 90 in range. Average blood sugar, let's do this so you don't get the ring light, has come in at 7.5. Pretty good day. So we have a lot of good wins today. Yes. If you're not looking so good, don't worry. There's still always hope. You may need to talk to your doctor if you're not getting over 70%. That's your best place to look first. Today, I want to discuss your mind may not always be right. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Your mind may not be right. I know when I get sick or have a low blood sugar, I just want to get things over with. And I'll do a blood test, I'll take a look at my results, and if they're way off, I make a snap decision up here. And to say type 1 diabetics are not stubborn, this cat is, and I know an awful lot of people who seem to get, how do I say this? Stubborn if they're attacked about their care that they're doing for themselves. So now that you're able to sit down, watch videos, maybe have a cup of coffee or tea or a soft drink, think about it. When you're low and you've had a severe low and you're lying there going, oh my God. And an ambulance driver says, do you want to go to the hospital? You're probably not going to make the best results. And I know for a fact, there were times I said no, 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 and I ended up in more trouble. This wasn't diabetes related. But in a way it was. I slipped out of bed in the middle of the night. And I ended up sleeping on the floor till the morning. my blood sugar was a little low, and I called for help. Okay. They sort of got me back into bed, and my blood sugar was, oh, your blood sugar is still low. We'd like to go take you to the hospital. No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Guess who wasn't fine? Guess who slid out of bed again? Luckily, they were just almost back to their fire hall. I was going to say they're fire dead, but that's not right. And they came back, and they ended up taking me to the hospital. I've mentioned this before in another video I did, but you really should have someone close by, a family member, friends, that will talk to people for you. I had two very close friends who did that, who will step up and speak if I have any issues, especially here. If I have any issues, I have a phrase, and if I say that phrase, they'll come. Or if I'm really out of it, this was at home before coming here, but if I was really out of it, I would say, call Peter. And they would call because he was listed in my connections. And he was about 20 minutes away, but he'd end up coming and he would make the decision. But he'd also come and pick me up from the hospital. I was really spoiled, in a good way. But you should have people who you could have them speak for you, that you trust them. That's the key. You could have many people speak, but they all seem to come with their own separate agendas. I take this guy, he's retired now, so it's not, but I take him to doctor's appointments with me, hospital visits. He knows pretty much about my medical conditions as I did. But he made sure I was always all right, that I didn't drop too quickly. He just called, check on me. When I was at home, a couple of years ago, we had the heat dome in BC, and the temperatures were soaring. My home health, they called him and said, we'll make sure he's got fans going. And but they were doing this with other family of other patients too. It wasn't only me. But they came out. He made sure fans were going in the apartment. And for 48 to 72 hours, the fans were going all day, and it cooled down my apartment. It was nice. But that's what I'm saying. When we get ill and we're super high or you're super low, this is not going to work correctly. Have a game plan set up that somebody can speak for you. Now, whether it's in person, if it's like someone down the hall, or it's someone on the phone, but someone who knows your medical conditions and knows what your wishes are. Don't rely on this so much. Now, as you come around, there were times I said no, but they were based on they got my blood sugar back up, and I would say, no, I don't really want to go, because they take you in there, they wheel you in there, and they put you in a cubicle, and you kind of sat there, and they gave you a cheese sandwich. A lot of times they would stop your insulin, and for me, I was unable to get back home not easy. I didn't have my chair available, so they would just have to call an ambulance, and they wouldn't give you any insulin, and you were probably disconnected from this. And I'd end up going home in worse condition. I'd have high blood sugars. So once they got me up and stable, I was usually fine. I had talked that over with I call him my power of attorney now. But back then, he was unofficially the person that could make choices for me. Now, it's legal. And it don't mean I married him or anything. I meant we have the document signed. So, have a team of people that will speak up for you. I went through times where I was having low blood sugars all over the city of Vancouver. I mentioned some. I was on, I think, 41st Avenue, and I just became disorientated. I fell and was laying on the corner. Someone saw, I was off to a barbecue, I believe, and people came out looking for me, and they saw an ambulance and they saw a fire truck. They knew what had happened. I ended up face down in the middle of Kingsway. It's like somebody sent someone. It's almost like someone's out there watching over me. And you may have the same. If you don't have anyone, make friends. Don't be, I can do it all myself, because I can tell you something. You can't do it all yourself. If you drop, I've never dropped. I've never had a low in all my life. I've never been that sick of being high. Yes, you can call 911, but that doesn't mean that everything's going to work out great. You need to find someone who they can call and find out. There's been times where I've been unconscious, I've been wheeled into emergency, and for a while, I knew what was going on, I couldn't talk. That's a pretty common occurrence for this diabetic. So that was one reason why I'm in this wonderful facility. Learn and grow and be willing to accept help. It took me a while to feel comfortable with someone else because you have to make sure that someone else respects your choices, will stand up for you. It's not only, oh yes, okay, we'll just do whatever you say. Remember, take care, learn, and with that, have a great day. We'll talk again soon. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.